What's up, nerds? Nerd Piece here.
What is the nerd, everyone? Today I want to talk about One Piece and I want to talk about Wano. More specifically, I want to talk about Tama and her ability and how this ability could possibly lead the Straw Hats to a better chance of victory in their battle against Kaido. Well, essentially, I didn't really think there was going to be much of a build-up around Tama's character outside of her connection to Ace when I seen that, but as Wano has been continuing to progress and we see more of the story unfold, I have begun to think different. So Tama's ability, I think, is going to play a very important role in the battles that are going to be coming up. So we've seen that Kaido has an interest in her ability, and because she can tame animals with her ability, and we found out that she can do more. She can tame anybody that has a animal related D fruit. From what we have seen so far, it's just been the Smiles because they're half animal and half human or whatever. But I think that she could potentially do so much more. Let's just take a look at this and just say that she can tame any animal or anything related to an animal, period. So we know that she can tame the Smiles. So what if we extend that to the zone type D fruits? What if she could tame anybody that's eaten a zone type D fruit? If we start looking at it from there, her ability becomes a lot more important. And because there's so many zone type users out there, so if this is the case, and if Kaido is actually a zone user or mythical zone, she could potentially control Kaido or any of the Beast Pirates. And if we go a step further, what if she could take control of Sea Kings with her ability? She would be on par with Shirahoshi. She'd be able to control some of the largest animals within the One Piece world. I mean, I know that's a bit of a stretch, but if we look at when Luffy first landed in Wano, when the dog was having the fight with the baboon, she was able to take control of the baboon, and the baboon is a fairly large animal within the One Piece world. So we know that it does work on larger creatures. And I think that Kaido has taken notice of this ability because of that possibility. If we go a step further, what if she could also take control of merfolk, fishmen and mermaids, and what if she could even control something like minks or possibly Denden Mushi? I mean, if it gets to that point, then she's now controlling races of people, Sea Kings, D fruit users, and this just kind of puts her on a whole nother level. And I know some people are like, no, Nerd Piece, you're jumping the gun a little bit too far down the line. But if we go back to Punk Hazard, how much of a role did we think Momonosuke was gonna have? I figured he was gonna have a plot point, but I did not think it would be such a large plot point. And the fact that they've already revealed that Kaido has a personal interest in her, we gotta remember, he is a Yonko and he is interested in her ability. So he's either looking at her potential, or he is looking at the possibility of threat that she could create if she is not brought within to his ranks. So I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna say that Tama is going to probably, I know a lot of people are thinking that Big Mom was going to join Luffy because of the whole pudding and Katakuri thing, but I'm gonna say that it's possible that how Kaido will get defeated and I know that Big Mom and Kaido have teamed up, but I mean, how long is that gonna last? Because they both want to get Luffy. I mean, I'm not sure where this whole Rocks situation and this reunion is going, and I am gonna make a video about that later. But getting back to my point, I think that Tama is going to be how the Straw Hats defeat Kaido, and in doing so, Kaido is going to become Tama's ally, who is an ally of the Straw Hats, who will become an ally of the Straw Hats, and then he is going to take down the Shogun himself. And you know, obviously he's gonna have a lot of answering to do to like all of his actions that he's done. But Tama could literally control all of the people within Kaido's crew, because nearly all of them have eaten Smile, you know what I mean, or zone type fruits. And if she can control animals, then this battle is already over. All they have to do is get Tama to make Kaido eat the ability. I think it's like the Kinky Dango or something. I forget the name, but all they have to do is have Kaido eat that, and then this whole arc is done. Yonko defeated, or rather Yonko subdued. Now I think if they do take this route with the story, obviously there's going to be a lot more detail and a lot more things unfolding, because we now have all the stuff going on with Dragon and Sabo, and like Blackbeard taking action, and possibly Navy involvement in Wano, even though they said that they're not going to Wano, and Oda has really been trying to drive that point home to us by having a lot of the Navy officials say we're not going to get involved in Wano because it's not an affiliated world government country. But you know, I think Oda's just building this up to hit us with like the biggest surprise, because we gotta remember, he said that the Wano arc and like the war that's going to happen is going to completely outdo all of the events of Marineford. And with some of the things that have been happening already, like with Sabo and the world government itself and the taking down of the Shichibukai, I mean, we can already expect it. Now, I know some people are like, well, Nerd Piece, Luffy already said that he wants to defeat all of the Yonko, as in he wants to defeat them in a fair fight and kind of like take their clout. And you know, if this is the route that they're gonna go, then you know, this theory is just a theory with no significance. But I want you to think about all of the subtle hype that has been built up about Tama's ability, and the fact that a Yonko, the one who is dubbed the strongest creature, is interested in that said ability. Now, if Kaido is interested in that ability, what if someone like Blackbeard, who has been known to kind of beef up his own ranks, similar to Kaido, found out about it? I think controlling a Sea King is a very appealing idea, and I think that Blackbeard would probably try to take it upon himself to try to make Tama's ability his. He would either A, steal the fruit, or B, well, actually, no, he'd probably just steal the fruit, because that's what Blackbeard does. But I think in general, as I've reiterated several times during this video, Tama will have a very large role to play in either taking down Kaido or making Kaido an ally. And I think that we will see a lot more story built around Tama later on as Wano continues to unfold. I'm pretty sure when the large conflict does happen, they will use Tama's ability, and Tama will take control of probably some very powerful fighters, and you know, the other people that are involved are going to take notice, and then Tama is going to have a very large target on her back. And this is my theory about Beast Queen Tama. So I hope you enjoyed this theory, and we'll see you next time.
And don't forget to subscribe, nerds.